I stand here in the auction house. My eyes are fixed on my mother. She's bidding on my grandmother's ring. The same ring she took, the one that should be mine, and gifted it to my stepsister, Vanessa, last week, on my birthday. The auctioneer's voice bounces off the high ceilings. 1,500,000. The price keeps climbing. It's past six figures now, easily. Mother's face, usually so composed, is pale. She's seen me across the room. Her hand, the one not holding the paddle, trembles. She knows. She knows I'm the anonymous seller, the one pushing the price higher and higher. Do I hear 2 million? The auctioneer calls out. The air crackles. I can almost taste the bitter coffee I had this morning. I raise my paddle, one last time, last week. The restaurant is fancy, the kind Mother loves. Chandelier glittering overhead. It's my birthday dinner, or supposed to be. Mother takes the sapphire ring, Grandma's ring, my birthright, and places it on Vanessa's finger. It suits her complexion better, don't you think? Mother says. Her voice is light, casual. She doesn't meet my eyes. The light catches the gem. It flashes, just like the memory flashing in my head. My second life's memory. This exact moment. This betrayal. In my first life, this was the start. The first domino. Before they took everything. Before they left me with nothing. Vanessa's smug smile burns into my brain. The scent of her expensive perfume, heavy and cloying, almost makes me gag. I excuse myself. Just need the powder room, I mumbled. Inside, the cool marble counter feels solid beneath my shaking fingers. I look in the mirror. My face is pale under the dim lights. The memories flood back, fast, brutal, my previous life. Dying broke, alone. After they, Mother, Richard, Vanessa, even Blake stripped me bare. My inheritance gone, my reputation ruined. But this time is different. This time, I came back. Reborn. 3 months before this disastrous birthday dinner. 3 months with all the knowledge of their plans, their schemes. I lean closer to the mirror. Shadows flicker across my reflection. No, I whisper, just to myself. Not again. My voice is low, fierce. I won't be your victim this time. The trap is already set. The replica ring. Oh, it looked identical. I made sure of it. Planted it carefully in Grandma's old jewelry box where Mother would find it. Conveniently. Just in time for my birthday. The real one. Safe. Locked away. Where it belongs. I take a deep breath. Smooth my dress. Walk back to the table. Vanessa immediately flashes the ring at me. Her smile is triumphant. I force tears to my eyes, make my voice tremble just a little. It looks beautiful on you, Vanessa, I manage. I see the tension leave Mother's shoulders. Just a slight slump, but I see it. She thinks I bought it. She thinks her little deception worked. Perfect. Back in the auction house now. The bidding is at 3 million. My stepfather, Richard, is whispering frantically in Mother's ear. His face is tight. The room smells like old money, mingled with something else. Desperation. Mother's face is a whirlwind, shock, recognition, horror, then pure, unadulterated panic. She knows I know. It's all there, naked on her face. The weight of my watch feels good against my wrist. Designer, expensive. Bought with money from the secret account she knows nothing about. An account Father set up for me. An account I only discovered in this life. Who folds first? This game is getting expensive, even for them. The auctioneer's gavel hangs in the air, waiting. Across the room, a man catches my eye. Tailored suit, sharp eyes. He gives me a subtle nod. Just a slight dip of his chin. He seems familiar, but I can't place him. Who is he? And why does he look like he's on my side? 2 weeks after the ring fiasco. Mother's gallery opening, always the socialite. I arrive late, fashionably so. Champagne flute already in hand. I scan the room, my enemies, all gathered conveniently in one place, Mother poured into an elegant black dress, trying too hard to look serene. Stepfather Richard, the financial wizard who advised my father right into the ground in my past life, already working the room. Stepsister Vanessa, ringless now, thank God, but radiating pure spite. And Blake, my oldest friend, childhood best friend, who threw me over for Vanessa and helped them bleed me dry before. Gallery lights are harsh. They cast long, ugly shadows. Mother's signature lilac perfume hangs in the air. The scent makes my stomach churn. I know their playbook this time. They think I turn 25 next month, that the inheritance floodgates open then. They think they can manipulate me again, sweet-talk me into signing things, like last time. Mother spots me. She freezes. Her practiced smile falters. She glides over, drink in hand. "Darling," she murmurs. Her voice is low, urgent. Her fingers dig into my arm, surprisingly strong. About that auction. Such a misunderstanding. I just smile, a bright, empty smile. Auction? What auction? I have no idea what you mean, Mother. Her eyes widen. Just for a second. Panic. Pure, beautiful panic. It tells me everything I need to know. Lunch with Blake, the next day, his choice, a trendy restaurant terrace. Sunlight glints off the glass skyscrapers dominating the city view. He's trying too hard, the reformed act. "I've missed you," he says. His voice is smooth, practiced. He reaches for my hand across the pristine white tablecloth. Last time I fell for this, believed his apologies, believed he actually regretted betraying me, right before he handed Richard the keys to my financial accounts. This time, I see it all. The subtle check of his expensive watch, probably a gift from Mother. The way his eyes don't quite meet mine when he talks about making amends. The waiter brings our salads. The sharp smell of balsamic vinegar cuts the air. Perfect. I play my part. Sigh. Talk vaguely about my struggling little online business. How hard things are. I watch the flicker of disappointment in his eyes. He thought I'd be an easy target again. Maybe even bail him out of whatever mess he's in. I check my phone. Oh, shoot, my meeting. I completely forgot. I gather my things, apologize profusely. As I walk away, I glance back. Just a quick peek. He's already texting, no doubt reporting back to Mother and Richard. Target is vulnerable, financially unstable, ready for the next phase. Little do they know, the struggling business is a front. I've been playing poor while quietly, carefully building my own empire. This time, I'll be ready. Family dinner, the estate. It still feels like Father's house, though they've tried to erase him. Richard holds court at the head of the table, swirling expensive scotch in a heavy crystal tumbler. He eyes me, like a snake eyes a mouse. "Your father," he begins, his voice full of fake sincerity, "would want me to help manage your inheritance, Leah. Ensure it's properly invested." The grandfather clock in the hall ticks, loudly, filling the awkward silence. Vanessa pushes her food around her plate, still sulking about the ring. "Who would pay millions for that old thing anyway?" she snaps. Her fingers tap, tap, tap against her water glass. Nerves. Good. Mother shifts in her heavy wooden chair. It creaks. She's avoiding my gaze. Interesting. I lean forward, pretend to be interested in Richard's investment opportunities. Ask a few naive questions. "Could you send me the documents? I'd love to look them over." Relief floods his face. It's almost comical. In my past life, those were the documents. The ones with the hidden clauses. Signing away my control, signing away everything Father left me. The roast lamb grows cold on my plate. I take a slow sip of wine. It tastes metallic, like hatred. Or maybe just the cheap vintage Richard serves when he thinks no one will notice. I listen to their lies, their sugar-coated poison, planning, waiting, Father's grave. It's raining. A cold, steady drizzle. My umbrella protects me mostly. I kneel on the damp grass, trace the letters of his name carved into the cold, gray headstone. "I won't let them," I whisper. The words hang in the damp air. "Not this time. I'll protect what you left me." A twig snaps behind me. I don't jump. I knew he'd come. Blake, looking concerned. "Leah, I was worried about you. Saw you heading this way." Such a liar. He pulls me into a hug. His jacket is damp. It smells faintly of lilac. Mother's perfume. Confirmation, if I needed any. He pulls back, looks serious. Listen, Leah, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but Richard called a family meeting about your finances tomorrow morning at his office. I think they're planning something. He tries to look like a reluctant hero, sharing vital information against his own interests. Just like last time. Except last time, I never got the warning. They held the meeting without me, forged my signature, started the process of bleeding me dry. Tears well up, real ones this time, but not for the reason he thinks. Oh, Blake, I sob, thank you. Thank you for telling me. His face shows satisfaction. He thinks he's fooled me again. Played the concerned friend. Delivered me right into their hands. He gives my shoulder a final squeeze. Leaves. The rain washes away his footprints almost immediately. I stay there, kneeling in the rain. My resolve hardens. I pull out my phone, dial my lawyer. It's happening, I say. Tomorrow, we need to be ready. The rain picks up, plastering my hair to my face. But I don't care. Let them think they have the upper hand. Let them walk into my trap. Mother's study, later that night. I'm inside the walls, literally, a hidden passage. Father showed it to me once, years ago, a secret escape route from his study. Just in case, he'd said, tapping the side of his nose. In my previous life, I'd forgotten all about it. Died never knowing it existed. This life? It's my secret weapon. I press my ear to the cold stone. Their voices are muffled, but clear enough. Mother and her lawyer. Can she trace the offshore accounts? Mother asks. Her voice is tight, strained. The lawyer murmurs something about risk, increased scrutiny. The auction. The damn ring auction. It spooked them. The study smells of old leather, expensive cigars Richard smokes, and Mother's cigarettes. A secret habit she keeps hidden from her society friends. She's becoming too much like him, Mother hisses. Like Father, the highest compliment she could give me, though she doesn't know it. We need to accelerate the plan, the competency hearing. My blood runs cold. Even though I knew it was coming, the same tactic. Declare me mentally unstable, unfit to manage my affairs. It worked so well for them last time. It broke me. My fingers tighten around my phone, recording every single word, evidence, hard, damning evidence. The grandfather clock chimes 9. They discuss doctors, paid-off psychiatrists, forged evaluations. My stomach twists. They finish. Footsteps recede. I wait, then slip out of the passage. Silent, unseen, the taste in my mouth isn't coffee anymore. It's victory, sweet, anticipated, and tomorrow. Tomorrow, the real games begin. My first trap is ready to spring. Richard's office, 10 minutes late. On purpose, let them stew. The air smells of his overpowering cologne and stale printer ink. They're all here. Mother, Richard, Vanessa, the lawyer. Tense, trying too hard to look casual, like this is just a routine chat about my future. An ambush, just like last time. Mother's lawyer slides a thick sheaf of papers across the polished desk. Just some standard forms, Leah, given the, let's say, underperformance of the trust recently. His smile is thin, reptilian. Richard has generously offered to take over management, streamline things. Protect your interests, of course. Just a formality, sweetheart, Richard adds. His voice is smooth, paternal. It makes my skin crawl. He taps the signature line. The exact same documents, the ones that signed away my life last time. The pen feels cold, heavy. I pick it up, pretend to read, ask stupid questions, point to random clauses, watch the lawyer sweat, just a little, around the collar. Outside the large window, storm clouds gather, dark, ominous, matching the mood in the room. Perfect. I catch Vanessa texting under the table, a little smirk on her face. Updating someone? Blake, probably. Reporting my supposed compliance. I put the pen down, look up, smile brightly. This all looks very thorough, thank you. I'll just have my financial advisor review these first. Standard procedure, you know. Silence, thick, suffocating. Panic flashes across Richard's face. He masks it quickly, but I saw it. Advisor? Mother asks. Her voice is sharp, too sharp. Since when do you have an advisor? They thought I was alone, isolated, easy prey. Just like last time. The clock on the wall ticks, tick-tock, each sound amplified in the sudden quiet. I gather the documents, tuck them neatly into my portfolio. I'll get these back to you soon, once my advisor gives the okay. I stand up, smooth my skirt. As I walk towards the door, the urgent whispers start behind me, a flurry of hushed, angry tones. They have no idea. My advisor. He's not just any advisor, he's Michael Thorne, the former CFO of Sterling Corp., the one Richard framed and fired years ago, the one who knows exactly where Richard buried all the financial bodies, and he's been waiting for payback. My apartment. Late night. The city lights glitter below. Distant traffic hums. My team is assembled. My lawyer, Elena Petrova, sharp, ruthless, Michael Thorne, my advisor, calm, methodical, and Sarah Jenkins, my tech expert. Quietly tapping away on her laptop in the corner. All people screwed over by my family in my previous life. All recruited, all loyal. Michael confirms it. The documents are rigged, Leah. Hidden clauses, full transfer of asset control triggered by your signature. No surprise there. Elena lays out our counterattack. We file this first thing tomorrow morning. Petition for an emergency audit of the entire trust before your 25th birthday hits next month. She taps the document, citing gross mismanagement and potential fraud based on preliminary findings. My phone buzzes, again. And again. Mother, Richard, Blake, texts, voicemails, suddenly so concerned. Leah, darling, let's talk. Don't be hasty, sweetheart. Leah, call me back, please. I silence it, toss it onto the sofa, focus. Elena slides the real documents over, the petition. My signature is needed, my hand trembles just slightly. This feels heavy, changing the tracks of fate. They won't see this coming, Elena assures me. Her voice is firm, confident. Rain starts to patter against the tall windows, thunder rumbles in the distance. A storm is definitely coming. Am I ready? Can I withstand the backlash? The manipulation? The threats? They'll fight dirty. They always do. I pick up the pen, sign my name, courthouse, morning. The petition is filed. Done. Now, the waiting. Nerves churn in my stomach. I retreat to the cavernous, echoing ladies' room. Splash cold water on my face. It doesn't help much. The air smells faintly of disinfectant and cheap soap. I slip into a stall just to breathe for a second. Footsteps click on the marble floor. 2 women enter, voices hushed, urgent. Mother and her lawyer. They don't know I'm here. How? Mother's voice is a sharp hiss. It echoes off the tiles. How could she possibly know about the transfers, the offshore accounts? The judge granted the emergency audit, Helen. The lawyer snaps back. Stressed. We need damage control, now. Bury whatever you can. Click, click, click. Her heels retreat rapidly, panic in every step. I wait a beat. Exit the stall, smooth my blazer, catch my reflection in the large mirror. My jaw is set, determined. I look like father, just like he looked when he was about to close a tough deal. Outside the courthouse, it's chaos. Reporters, cameras, flashes blinding me. My anonymous tip worked faster than I expected. Good. I walk towards the microphones, take a deep breath, trembling slightly, but I keep my voice steady. Recent discoveries concerning discrepancies, family trust management, fiduciary duty. I keep it vague, professional. All I seek is transparency for my father's legacy. Publicity, my shield. They can't bury this now, not easily. My phone explodes, notifications, texts, missed calls, news alerts already flashing my name. I slide into the waiting car. The cool leather seat feels good against my clammy palms. Driver pulls away smoothly. Phase 1, complete. The estate. That evening, an emergency family meeting. Summoned by mother, she's pacing the living room, back and forth, like a caged tiger. The crystal chandelier overhead throws fractured light onto her furious face. What? She demands, stopping right in front of me. Have you done? Her voice cracks. Richard sits by the fireplace, staring into the flames, stone-faced. His reflection flickers in the glass protecting an antique painting. Cold. Hard. Vanessa is on the sofa, sobbing, theatrically. "You're tearing this family apart, Leah," she wails. The air is thick with the cloying scent of mother's potpourri. Usually comforting, tonight it smells like decay. Tension tightens the room. "I'm protecting what's mine," I say, calmly. My voice doesn't betray the frantic pounding of my heart. What father wanted me to have. The doorbell rings. Blake, of course, sent as the emotional battering ram. He rushes to my side, takes my hand. His is clammy. "Leah, this isn't you," he pleads. His eyes are wide with fake concern. "Think about your family. Drop this audit, please." I pull my hand away, sharply. Remember this exact scene last time. His pleading, mother's tears, Richard's veiled threats. I caved, dropped the audit, believed their lies about fixing the misunderstanding, signed different papers, just as damaging. Not this time. The grandfather clock strikes midnight. Bong, 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 each chime like a nail in their coffin. Mother breaks. "All right, Leah, all right, we can fix this. A misunderstanding. We'll return the funds. Just, withdraw the petition." Richard cuts her off, his voice low, menacing. "Think carefully, Leah, about the consequences, for everyone." A threat, clear as day. Outside, lightning flashes, illuminating the garden for a split second. The old oak tree where father taught me about honesty. Integrity. I stand up. "The audit continues tomorrow," I announce. My voice is firm. Final. Mother grabs my arm as I turn to leave. Her nails dig into my skin. Her face is close to mine, her voice a venomous whisper. "You have no idea what you're really doing." Oh, but I do. I know exactly what I'm doing. Everything I should have done the first time around. My apartment, next morning. Sunlight streams through the windows. Dust motes dance in the beams. Elena arrives, portfolio in hand, the preliminary audit results. She spreads the papers on my coffee table. Black and white, cold, hard facts. Systematic theft. Over 10 years, millions. Siphoned from my trust fund. Funneled into offshore accounts. Shell corporations. Richard's failed ventures. Mother's gallery losses. Vanessa's shopping sprees. Blake's gambling debts. Validation, every memory, every suspicion, confirmed. The documents tremble slightly in my hands. Mother calls, again and again. I send her straight to voicemail. Ignore the frantic texts. Outside, the distant whine of construction saws. Fitting. I'm rebuilding my life. Brick by brick, while theirs starts to crumble. Elena explains the next steps. Criminal charges are almost certain, Leah. Grand larceny, fraud, conspiracy. My stomach clenches. Criminal charges, prison. Despite everything, they're still family, sort of. A flicker of doubt. Am I ready for that? A sharp knock on the door, loud, insistent. My security signals it's Richard, alone, looking rough, disheveled, begging for 5 minutes. Elena shakes her head. Bad idea. I ignore her advice. Let him in. He practically falls into the room. His expensive cologne can't quite mask the smell of fear, stress sweat. He bypasses Elena, comes straight to me, eyes pleading, "Leah, please, a settlement. We can fix this. Full restoration, principal plus interest, whatever you want. Just stop the investigation, please. Your mother, a scandal like this. She won't survive it." His voice breaks. Actual tears or just good acting? The air conditioning hums. A low, steady drone. I remember this offer too. Last time I took a deal like this. The restored funds, smoke and mirrors, another elaborate shell game. Gone within a year. "I'll think about it, Richard," I lie. My voice is cool, level. Relief washes over his face. He believes me. He actually believes me. He practically stumbles out the door, shoulders slumped but lighter. Elena raises an eyebrow. "You're not actually considering it?" "No," I say. The criminal investigation proceeds. Full speed ahead. I pick up my phone, check the recording app. Every word Richard just said, captured, saved, added to the growing database. Do they suspect? Do they have any idea I've been recording everything? Every conversation, every meeting, every threat? Since the day I came back? Probably not. They're too arrogant, too self-absorbed. Phase 2 is coming. The gallery, Mother's precious gallery, and the very expensive, very fake painting she's about to try and sell. 1 week, the audit bombshell has ripped through the city's elite circles. Whispers follow me everywhere. Tonight, it's Mother's prestigious annual charity auction at her gallery. The event she uses to cement her social standing. The event where, this year, her reputation hangs by a thread. I arrive, dressed impeccably. Father's favorite color, a deep, rich emerald green. I walk with his stride, confident, purposeful. The gallery gleams. Spotlights on overpriced art. Champagne flutes clinking. The air thick with expensive perfume and unspoken anxiety. Mother greets me at the entrance, stiffly. Her eyes are red-rimmed. Sleepless nights, clearly. The audit news hit the papers yesterday. Front page. "Leah, I'm glad you could make it," she says. Her voice trembles, barely audible above the polite chatter. Wealthy patrons mill about, casting sideways glances, whispering behind manicured hands. Let them whisper. Tonight's centerpiece auction item, a painting. Supposedly a recently discovered masterpiece by a renowned, long-dead artist. The key to restoring the family's dwindling finances. The same fraudulent painting that sold for millions in my previous life, before the scandal broke and destroyed what was left of Father's legitimate art business. I take a flute of champagne from a passing waiter, sip it slowly. The bubbles feel bitter. I watch Mother work the room, charming potential bidders, laughing too brightly. Her desperation is a cheap veneer tonight. Across the room, I spot him, my ace in the hole. Dr. Alastair Finch, the world-renowned art authentication expert I hired months ago, discreetly. He catches my eye. A slight nod. My phone vibrates, a text. "Examination complete, findings conclusive, ready when you are." He's confirmed it, the painting is a fake. A very, very good fake, but a fake nonetheless. The question now, expose it publicly? Crash and burn the whole event? Or use the knowledge privately? Leverage, control, what's the smarter play? The auction starts. Smaller pieces go first, quickly. The auctioneer's voice is smooth, practiced, but even he seems a little tense tonight. Bouncing off the cold marble floors, Mother keeps glancing my way. Her eyes narrowed. What am I doing here? Why haven't I run screaming after the audit leak? Let her wonder. Then the main event, the masterpiece, introduced with dramatic flair. A remarkable find, hidden for decades. Private European collection. Lies, all lies. A collective gasp ripples through the crowd as the starting bid is announced. $8 million. Last time, it went for $12 million. Before the truth came out months later, ruining buyers, ruining the gallery, ruining Mother, temporarily. The painting glows under the spotlights. Vibrant colors, deceptively beautiful, hung against a stark white wall. I feel someone slide up beside me, too close. Blake. His cologne is overpowering, sent to run interference, distract me, keep me away from the main event. "You look stunning tonight, Leah," he murmurs. His hand rests lightly on my back. I let him guide me towards the bar. Play along, pretend to consider his attempts at reconciliation. Offer him a small, non-committal smile. Behind us, the bidding climbs. 9 million, 10. I watch the reflection in the large mirror behind the bar. See Dr. Finch lean in. Whisper something to a prominent museum director, a man known for his sharp eye and impeccable reputation. The director's eyebrows shoot up. He frowns, shakes his head slightly. Steps back from the cluster of bidders, a subtle shift. A ripple of unease starts to spread through the knowledgeable collectors near the front. Confusion, doubt. It begins. It happens fast. The museum director raises his hand, not to bid, to speak. "Excuse me." His voice cuts through the auctioneer's patter. Clear, authoritative. "Before this bidding continues, I must insist on clarification regarding the provenance, and perhaps further independent authentication." Silence. Absolute silence. Then, a wave of murmurs. Speculation. Mother's face drains of all color. She looks like she might faint. She rushes towards the front, tries to salvage the situation. Her voice is high-pitched, unsteady. The auctioneer, flustered, calls for a brief intermission. Just a short pause, ladies and gentlemen. His voice falters, the room buzzes, like angry bees. The scent of doubt hangs heavy in the air, stronger than the wilting floral arrangements sweating under the hot lights. Richard appears at my elbow, cornering me by the emergency exit. His whisper is furious, low. "Did you do this? Was this you?" I widen my eyes, feign innocence. "Do what, Richard? It seems the director has concerns." I watch a bead of sweat trickle down his temple. He looks trapped, cornered. Good. Then the final act. Dr. Finch approaches, not alone. He's flanked by two serious-looking individuals, badges discreetly visible. Art fraud department, invited weeks ago. My initial evidence package was quite compelling. Mother sees them. Her hand flies to her chest. She stumbles back, grabs onto a marble pillar for support. Her knuckles are white. Camera flashes erupt. Phones are out, recording. Word spreads like wildfire. Fraud, forgery, prestigious gallery. Blake tries a clumsy diversion, stumbles accidentally, spills his champagne down the front of my emerald dress. "Oh, Leah, I'm so sorry. Let me help you clean that up." A transparent attempt to get me out of the room, away from the escalating disaster. I brush his hand away. "I'm fine, Blake." My eyes are fixed on Mother, watching as the art fraud officers gently but firmly escort her towards a private office. For questioning. Someone opens a balcony door, cool evening air rushes in, carrying the metallic scent of approaching rain and the distinct smell of consequences. Finally catching up, late night. The gallery is deserted. Almost. Police investigators move quietly, methodically, photographing the fraudulent painting, documenting evidence, yellow tape cordons off Mother's office. I sit alone on a velvet bench near the entrance, watching them work. The adrenaline has faded, leaving behind a strange emptiness. The office door opens. Mother emerges. She looks broken, smaller, older, years stripped away in just a few hours. The poised, untouchable matriarch is gone. She sees me, walks over slowly, collapses onto the bench beside me. The silence stretches, filled only by the click of cameras and the quiet murmur of investigators. "Why?" Her voice is hollow, empty. "Why didn't you warn me?" The irony, it's almost laughable. Did she warn me? Before she and Richard fabricated evidence? Before they tried to have me declared incompetent? Before they stole my inheritance? Before they planned to leave me destitute? "The painting is counterfeit, Mother," I say quietly. My voice is flat, devoid of emotion. Dr. Finch confirmed it. The artist used pigments that weren't even invented until 20 years after his death. That specific detail, something I remembered from the news reports in my previous life. Something only someone who knew the real story would know. Her eyes widen, comprehension dawns, fear mixes with confusion. How could I know? A detective approaches us, polite, professional, more questions for Mother. Her hand darts out, grips mine, tight, desperate, her skin feels cold. "Please, Leah," she whispers, a raw plea. "Don't let them do this. I'll lose everything, everything." The gallery's motion sensor lights flicker overhead as an officer walks past, casting her face in momentary, stark shadow. Fear, raw, naked fear. I gently pull my hand away, stand up, look down at her. "Like father, like daughter," I say softly. The words hang there, ambiguous, a threat, a statement of fact. Let her decide. I turn, walk towards the exit. She calls my name once, twice. I don't look back. Outside, the cool night air feels good. Cleansing. My driver holds the car door open. As I slide into the plush leather seat, I glance back through the gallery's tall glass windows. See Mother, still sitting on the bench, shoulders shaking, sobbing, and a pang. Not guilt, not pity exactly, something else. Doubt? Am I becoming them? As ruthless, as cold? The car pulls smoothly away from the curb. I push the thought away. No, this wasn't my doing. The fraud was hers. The forgery was hers. I just turned on the lights. Let the truth come out before innocent people got hurt. That's all, right? Next morning, my apartment. Sunlight streams through the large windows. It feels different today, brighter, cleaner. News headlines scream from my tablet screen. Gallery scandal shakes art world. Prestigious auction halted amid fraud allegations. Matriarch questioned in forgery ring. I sip my tea. It's hot. Burns my tongue slightly, grounding. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. Blake, Vanessa, assorted family friends. Voicemails piling up. Shock, disbelief, feigned concern. I ignore them all, answer none. Instead, I meet with my team, Elena, Michael, Sarah, my growing network of allies, the former employees Richard ruined, the art critics Mother blacklisted, the investors they defrauded, all found, recruited, ready. We review Phase 3, the final act. Sunlight filters through the sheer curtains, illuminating the plans spread across my dining table. Charts, timelines, evidence logs. A knock at the door, unexpected. My security checks the feed, frowns. It's your grandmother. My maternal grandmother, Helen's mother, a woman I barely knew in either life. Mother always kept her at arm's length. Why? I nod, let her in. She enters cautiously, small, frail-looking, but her eyes are sharp, intelligent. Her perfume is subtle, smells of lavender and something old-fashioned, like pressed linens. She looks around my apartment, takes it all in. Then her gaze settles on me, studies my face intently. You know, don't you? She asks. Her voice is quiet, steady. About all of it, not just the gallery, everything. The air conditioning hums softly, a low, steady drone. My heart starts to pound. What does she mean? Your father, she continues, her voice trembling slightly now. He found out about their schemes. The money laundering, the offshore accounts, everything. Right before his accident. Accident. The word hangs in the air, heavy, sickening. My teacup slips from my fingers, crashes onto the hardwood floor. Hot tea splashes, scalds my skin, but I barely feel it. Father's death, the car crash, the rain-slicked road, the brake failure. It wasn't an accident. Oh, God, it wasn't an accident. Grandmother doesn't flinch. She opens her worn leather purse, takes out a small, unmarked USB drive, holds it out to me. Your father gave me this, she says. Her voice is thick with unshed tears. Weeks before he died, for safekeeping. He said if anything happened to him. Blood and tea mingle on the floorboards. My team rushes to clean it up. But my eyes are fixed on the USB drive, on my grandmother's face. One question burns through the shock, hotter than the tea on my skin. Why now? Why not before? In my previous life? As if reading my mind, she adds softly, I tried to find you, Leah, after the funeral, but Helen, your mother, she told me you were distraught, that you blamed me, blamed the family, that you wanted no contact, ever. Another lie, another manipulation, isolating me. Even then, I take the USB drive. Its plastic casing feels cool against my burning skin. What's on it? What secrets did Father uncover? What final message did he leave behind? And will it change everything? My plans, my revenge, myself? 1 month. It feels like a lifetime. Father's USB drive, it held everything, more than I imagined. Doctored medical records, fake diagnoses suggesting mental instability before his death. Planted doubts about the changes he made to his will, the ones that benefited me, the exact same tactic they're trying to pull on me now. History repeating, or rather them repeating their dirty tricks. My lawyer's boardroom feels claustrophobic. The evidence is spread across the gleaming mahogany table. Damning. Devastating. Outside, rain lashes against the floor-to-ceiling windows, a relentless downpour mirroring the storm inside me. They're desperate now, Leah, Elena warns. Her voice is grim. The gallery scandal, the audit, it's pushed them into a corner. They'll move against you fast. The competency hearing is their last resort. I finger the jade pendant around my neck. Smooth. Cool. Father gave it to me. A secret gift, tucked away for my 18th birthday. Something I never received in my previous life. Mother claimed he left nothing personal, just debts and disappointment. More lies. The pendant warms slightly under my touch, grounding me. Time to accelerate. Time for the final trap. My tech expert, Sarah, projects surveillance photos onto the wall screen. Richard, meeting with a known fixer, a man notorious for creating false evidence, planting compromising material, his specialty, discrediting people permanently. The clock on the wall ticks, loudly, each second heavy with impending action. We finalize the plan. Our response. My phone buzzes. A text. Blake. Leah, need to meet. Urgent. Have important info for you, please. The exact same message as last time. The same plea, the same lure. I agreed then. Met him at that dimly lit bar. Accepted the drink he offered. Woke up hours later, disoriented, in a strange hotel room, alone. The subsequent photos staged, compromising, were leaked anonymously, used as evidence of my instability, my reckless behavior. Part of the reason they won the competency hearing so easily. Am I really going to walk back into that fire, recreate that nightmare? The leather chair creaks as I lean forward. Type my reply. Okay, Blake, where and when? My head of security, Marcus, outlines the counterplan. Hidden cameras, audio surveillance. A body double one of his operatives, resembling me closely enough in low light, will enter the venue first. Test the waters. Yes, I'm playing with fire, but this time I control the flames. The restaurant, dim lighting, overpriced cocktails. I watch on a monitor from a nearby van. Multiple camera feeds. Crystal clear audio. My body double, Aaliyah 2.0, slides into the booth opposite Blake. He looks nervous, checks his watch constantly. He'd already ordered drinks, 2 martinis, waiting on the table. Sarah confirms via comms. Testing complete, both drinks spiked, heavy sedative concentration in hers. We intercept a text Blake sends. She's here, everything ready, proceed with phase 2. The restaurant's background chatter jazz piano, clinking glasses, provides perfect cover. Blake leans in, suggests they move somewhere quieter, more private. His apartment, probably, where the fixer and the cameras are likely waiting. Showtime. My double makes an excuse. Heads towards the restroom. At the exact same moment, I enter the restaurant. Walk calmly towards the booth. Approach from behind Blake. Waiting for someone? I ask. He spins around, sees me, sees my double returning from the restroom corridor. 2 Lias. His jaw drops. The color drains from his face. Shock. Terror. He looks like he's seen a ghost. His expensive cologne suddenly smells sour, like panic. Expecting someone a little more cooperative, Blake? I slide into the seat opposite him. My double gives a curt nod and melts back towards the exit. The chandeliers overhead cast long, distorted shadows across Blake's stunned face. He stammers, tries to form words, fails. I push his untouched martini towards him. You look like you need a drink. His Adam's apple bobs convulsively. He understands. He's caught, utterly trapped. Our hidden cameras capture everything, his dawning horror, his pathetic attempts at explanation. I lay it out, calmly. Detail his little plan, the drugs, the fixer, the staged photos. Reveal my knowledge. Not just of this pathetic setup, but of everything. The trust fund theft, the gallery forgery, Richard's offshore accounts, mother's manipulations, even father's accident. The ice cubes in his glass melt. Droplets slide down the side, like tears. Tears start welling in his own eyes. He finally breaks. It wasn't my idea, he chokes out, voice barely audible above the piano music. Richard, and your mother, they're desperate. Since the gallery, the investigation, they forced me. Lies, always lies. But I let him talk, let him spill everything. My phone, placed casually on the table, records every self-serving, incriminating word. He offers up Richard, offers up mother, offers testimony, immunity, anything to save his own skin. His betrayal of my betrayers. Do I take the deal? Use him like they used him? Like they used me? The question hangs there, unanswered, for now, the estate. I arrive unannounced, walk straight in. The front door is unlocked. They're in crisis mode. Lawyers huddled with Mother, Richard, and Vanessa in the formal living room. The foyer smells overwhelmingly of lemon polish, Mother's stress cleaning tick, and something else. Fear. thick and stale. They fall silent mid-sentence as I appear in the doorway. Faces turn towards me, pale, shocked, like statues caught in a sudden freeze frame. "Family meeting?" I ask. My voice is light, pleasant. I walk further into the room, place my briefcase on the antique mahogany table. A deliberate thud. Richard recovers first, snaps back into his concerned stepfather role. Too late, the mask has slipped. "Leah, sweetheart, we've been so worried about you." Vanessa nods frantically beside him, playing her part, the worried stepsister. Mother just watches me. Her eyes are cold, calculating, assessing the threat level. Outside, the rhythmic snip, snip, snip of garden shears cuts through the tense silence. Someone is trimming the hedges, oblivious. I open my briefcase. Slowly, deliberately, remove the documents one by one. Blake's signed confession, notarized this morning. The lab analysis of the drugged martini. Copies of father's hidden evidence from the USB drive, the doctored medical records, the suppressed will. I spread them across the table, like a hand of damning playing cards. "I thought," I say conversationally, "we should discuss these." The grandfather clock in the hall begins to chime. 3 o'clock. Bong, bong, bong. Their faces crumple, shock, disbelief, fear, then, finally, desperate calculation. How to spin this? How to survive this? Richard lunges, reaches for the papers, tries to snatch them away. I slide them back, just out of reach. "Don't bother, Richard. Copies are already with my lawyers and with the district attorney's office." My voice is calm, steady, despite the hammering in my chest. Mother's composure finally shatters. "What do you want, Leah?" she demands. Her voice trembles with rage and fear. "Money, is that it? How much?" The question hangs heavy in the air. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, illuminating dust particles dancing lazily. This is the moment, the reversal. Last time I was the one begging, pleading for mercy, for scraps. I meet her gaze. "Hold it." "I want," I say slowly, savoring the words, letting them land like blows, "for you to experience exactly what you put me through. I want you to lose everything." Their family lawyer pales visibly, mutters an excuse. Backs out of the room, quickly, a rat deserting the sinking ship. Richard roars, lunges across the table again, towards me this time. Marcus and my security team step out from the adjoining room, where they've been waiting, silent, ready. They intercept Richard easily, escort him, struggling and cursing, out of the room. Vanessa dissolves into hysterics. As they lead Mother away, she turns back at the doorway, her eyes lock with mine, filled with disbelief and a lifetime of resentment. "You'd destroy your own family?" she spits. The irony, it hangs there, thick and suffocating between us. Press conference the next morning, a ballroom at a downtown hotel, packed. Cameras flashing, microphones thrust forward, the air crackles with anticipation. I stand at the podium, calm, composed. My tailored suit feels like armor. Father's watch is a solid weight on my wrist, a reminder. I announce the launch of my new foundation, the Phoenix Legacy Foundation, dedicated to supporting victims of financial elder abuse and art fraud, funded, ironically, by the substantial settlement my lawyers negotiated from Mother and Richard's remaining traceable assets, in exchange for dropping some of the civil suits. The criminal charges remain. I detail the mission. Speak about vulnerability, abuse of trust, the need for accountability. Reporters shout questions, hungry for the salacious details, the family drama, the society scandal. I stick to the message. Dignified responses, controlled narrative. From the back of the room, I spot them. Mother and Richard, trying to blend in, watching, listening. Their presence barely registers. It doesn't shake me. Not anymore. In my previous life, I couldn't have imagined standing here, speaking out, taking control. The microphone amplifies my voice, steady, clear. I announce the Foundation's first major initiative, funding a task force of forensic accountants, specialists in reviewing suspicious deaths connected to large inheritance disputes nationwide. Mother visibly pales, clutches Richard's arm, her knuckles white. He looks like he might be sick. A reporter calls out, "Miss Sterling, is this initiative, personal?" The room falls silent, all eyes on me. Cameras zoom in. The moment stretches. Justice, I answer simply, meeting the camera lens directly. Always is. Outside, the sun breaks through the morning clouds, streaming through the tall ballroom windows. As I walk off stage, flanked by security, I pass close to them. Richard leans in. His voice is a low, venomous hiss, meant only for me. This isn't over, Leah. I pause. Smile politely for a nearby camera. Lean closer. Whisper back just for him. You're right, Richard. It's not. The criminal investigation into Father's death is just beginning. His face freezes, utter shock, then pure terror. Checkmate. My apartment, that evening. A knock on the door. Unexpected. It's him. The man from the auction, the one with the sharp eyes, the one who nodded. He introduces himself. Arthur Vance, Father's former business partner. The one presumed dead. Killed in a boating accident the year before Father died. Another loose end Mother and Richard thought they'd tied up. He enters cautiously. His cologne is faint. Sandalwood. He looks older than I remember Father being. Tired, wary, but alive. There's a faint scar tracing his left temple. Your father. He knew they were coming for him, Leah, Arthur says. His voice is rough. Rusty from years of disuse, perhaps. Or years spent looking over his shoulder. He contacted me just before he died, sent me evidence, asked me to watch over you, if I could. Rain begins to patter against the windows again. Softly this time. He reveals the full picture, the extent of their network, the ruthlessness, eliminating anyone who got too close, anyone who threatened exposure. Father. Himself, almost. Others? The lamp casts long shadows across his face, highlighting the scar. He offers the final piece, the ultimate weapon, recorded confessions from their former accomplices, people he tracked down over the years, people willing to talk in exchange for protection, evidence implicating Mother and Richard not just in financial crimes, but in conspiracy, murder. My hands tremble as I accept the drive he offers, more evidence, airtight, undeniable. Why wait until now? I ask. My voice is barely a whisper. The refrigerator hums in the quiet kitchen alcove. He studies me, a long, thoughtful look. I was waiting, he says finally. Waiting for someone strong enough, brave enough, someone who wouldn't back down, someone who could finish what your father started. Thunder rumbles, low, distant. The weight of it all settles on me. Responsibility, justice. Father's true legacy. My security team discreetly verifies his identity in the other room, while I process his testimony, his evidence. It seals their fate, irrevocably. As Arthur prepares to leave, he hesitates at the door, turns back. He would be proud, Leah, your father, very proud. The words catch in my throat, a lump forms, tears prick my eyes. Father, if only... The door closes softly behind him, leaving me alone with the evidence and the weight of the future. My phone lights up, a news alert notification. Richard Sterling taken into custody for questioning in connection with the decade-old death of Harrison Sterling. Seconds later, a text from Mother, frantic, pleading. Leah, you have to help me. They've arrested Richard. It was all him. Please. I silence the phone, walk to the window, watch the raindrops race each other down the glass. Tomorrow brings the final reckoning. 6 months later, my new office, sleek, modern, overlooking the city skyline. A space I built, earned, not inherited through betrayal. The morning sun glints off the surrounding skyscrapers. A new day, a new chapter. My assistant buzzes through. Miss Sterling, your mother is here. She doesn't have an appointment, but... Mother, here, unexpected, unwanted. I take a breath. Send her in. She enters, hesitantly, looking diminished, haggard. Months of legal battles, public disgrace, and pre-trial detention have taken their toll. Her expensive designer suit hangs loosely on her frail frame. The commanding presence is gone, replaced by a brittle weariness. The leather visitor chair creaks as she sits opposite my large, clean desk. Her eyes dart around the office, taking in the symbols of my success, my independence. Disbelief flickers across her face. mingled with resentment. The judge set the sentencing date, she says. No preamble, her voice is flat, devoid of its usual manipulative cadence. The air conditioning hums softly, a quiet counterpoint to the unspoken tension. I wait. She didn't come here just to deliver news I already knew. There's something, she begins, then pauses. Swallows hard, her eyes drop to her hands, twisting in her lap. Something you should know, Leah. Her voice is barely audible now, a dry whisper. About your birth. My coffee sits untouched on the desk, growing cold. A knot tightens in my stomach. What now? What final desperate lie is this? You're not my daughter, Leah. The words hang there. Unbelievable. Yet, suddenly explaining so much. Your father? He had an affair, years ago, before Vanessa was born. The woman, his lover, she died. In childbirth. The revelation hits me like a physical blow. My fingers grip the armrests of my chair, white-knuckled. I can't breathe. He brought you home, she continues, the words tumbling out now, faster. Tears finally break through, tracking mascara down her pale cheeks. A baby just showed up with you, said you were his, forced me to raise you as my own, to pretend. The lifetime of subtle cruelties. The constant comparisons to Vanessa, the blatant favoritism, the coldness, the distance. The ease with which she betrayed me, stole from me, tried to destroy me. It all clicks into place, a horrifying, devastating clarity. I hated you, she admits. The words are raw, ugly, honest, for perhaps the first time ever. Every single day, you were a constant reminder of his betrayal, of my humiliation. The distant sound of city traffic, 17 floors below, fills the sudden silence. I stare at her. The woman I called mother, a stranger, a tormentor. Is that? My voice comes out hoarse. Is that supposed to be an excuse? A justification for everything you did? She reaches across the desk, her hand trembling, towards mine. I pull my hand back sharply. The sun shifts behind a cloud, the office darkens momentarily, shadows lengthen. No, she whispers, no excuse. I wanted you to understand. Why? She pushes herself up from the chair, wearily, walks towards the door, pauses with her hand on the handle, turns back. One last thing. There's more, Leah, about your father, about his real will. My heart pounds against my ribs. Is this it? The final manipulation? Or another hidden truth? That evening. A quiet, secluded restaurant, low lighting, high-backed booths ensuring privacy. Across from me sits Howard Bellwether, father's oldest friend, his real lawyer, the one mother and Richard sidelined, threatened, and eventually forced into retirement. Another loose end they thought they'd dealt with. He slides a thick, sealed envelope across the table. Documents I've never seen before. Your father knew, Leah, Howard says. His voice is low, gravelly. He suspected they were planning something long before the end. He started making contingencies. The restaurant is quiet, distant clatter from the kitchen, the soft murmur of other diners. I break the seal. My wine sits untouched, forgotten. I scan the pages, legal jargon, clauses, amendments. Father's actual final will, suppressed, hidden, replaced by the version Mother and Richard produced. The one that gave them control, Howard explains. He set up a separate trust, completely off the books, in your name only, managed by anonymous executors, his most trusted international contacts. People Helen and Richard couldn't possibly trace or influence. My hands tremble. I read the key clause. The trust's existence, its assets, were to remain secret, hidden, until I proved myself. Until I demonstrated the strength, the intelligence, the ruthlessness, perhaps, to protect it. The trigger? Exposing their crimes myself. Uncovering the truth about his death. Father, he'd foreseen it all, planned for it, created this test, this crucible, to forge me into someone capable of handling his true legacy. The value of the secret trust? I stare at the number, disbelieving. Over $2 billion, accumulated through legitimate, savvy investments. Father made secretly over decades. Shielded from mother's spending, Richard's greedy fingers, my throat tightens. Emotion wells up, hot, fierce. Why? I managed to ask Howard. Why didn't you tell me sooner after the funeral? His silver hair gleams in the candlelight as he leans forward. His eyes are kind, sad. The will was explicit, Leah. Ironclad. The trust remained hidden until you met the conditions. Until you proved you were strong enough. It was his way, his final lesson perhaps. To ensure you wouldn't be their victim. That you could stand on your own. The ice in my water glass cracks suddenly. A sharp sound in the quiet booth. Makes me jump. There's one more thing, Howard says gently. He slides a single sheet of paper across the table. Folded. Heavy cream stationery. Father's handwriting. My dearest Leah, if you are reading this, it means the worst has happened, and it means you have survived. You have proven stronger than they ever imagined. Stronger perhaps than even I hoped. Know this. They underestimated you. I never did. I suspected Helen and Richard long before the end. Their greed, their ruthlessness. I tried to protect you. This trust, this hidden legacy, is part of that protection. But true protection, Leah, comes from within. From the choices you make. You know the truth now, about them, about me, about yourself. The money is irrelevant. What matters is what you do next. Now that you know who they really are, the harder choice, the most important choice, is deciding who you will be. With all my love, Father. A waiter walks past. The scent of garlic and butter hangs in the air. I stare at Father's words, his final message. Across time, across death, a challenge, a burden, a gift. Who will I be? Late night, my apartment again. Father's hidden files, the contents of the USB drive, Howard's documents are spread across my living room floor. A constellation of betrayal, spanning decades. The lamp casts a lonely circle of light in the darkness. I trace the connections, follow the money, uncover the lies. Mother and Richard's web was vast, tangled. Their first victim wasn't Father, it was Arthur Vance. Father's original partner, his accidental death cleared the way for Richard to step in, to gain Father's trust. To begin the long con. The city hums outside, a low, ceaseless thrum. Distant traffic, sirens, life going on, oblivious. My security team brings the final piece, delivered by courier moments ago. Records from a private investigator Father hired. Weeks before his death, he knew. He was building his own case. The sealed envelope feels heavy, final. I tear it open. Surveillance photos, grainy, dated, mother, meeting secretly. With the mechanic. The one who serviced Father's car the day before the crash. The one who reported unexpected brake failure due to a faulty part. My lukewarm tea sits beside me. Forgotten. The picture is complete now, not just financial fraud, not just conspiracy. Premeditated murder, cold, calculated, for money, for control. The hardwood floor creaks as I finally stand up. Muscles stiff, eyes burning. Hours have passed. I walk to the window, look out at the city lights. They blur. Unexpected tears well up, fall silently. Not tears of sadness, tears of grief. For the life I lost. Both lives. For the father I never truly knew. For the truth I died never discovering the first time around. Believing I was worthless, unloved, the daughter of a woman who hated me from birth. The weight of it all settles on my shoulders. Father's true legacy, not just the billions, but the responsibility. For justice, for truth. My phone lights up, a text. Richard's lawyer, offering a deal. Mr. Sterling prepared to offer full testimony against Helen Sterling regarding Harrison Sterling's death. In exchange for consideration of leniency at sentencing. He'd turn on her, to save himself. Of course he would. The air conditioning cycles on. A cool breeze stirs the papers scattered across the floor. Do I take the deal? Let Richard sell her out? Would Father want that? Or would it make me just another player in their dirty game, using betrayal as a tool? Dawn is breaking. Streaks of gray and pink lighten the eastern sky. A new day. A decision. I pick up the phone, type my response. To Richard's lawyer, to the DA. Setting the final phase in motion, my way. The district attorney's office. Stark, functional. Smells of stale coffee and industrial cleaning supplies. I lay out father's evidence. The USB drive. Howard's documents. The PI report. The photos. Arthur Vance's testimony. The recorded confessions from accomplices. Everything. The DA, a sharp woman named Miller, listens intently, her face grim. The case file spread across her cluttered desk grows thicker. The charges escalate, financial fraud, conspiracy, and now, murder one. Rain streaks down the office windows, distorting the view of the city below, the city where my family, the Sterlings, once reigned supreme, untouchable. They'll fight this, Miss Sterling, Miller warns, organizing the evidence into new folders, labeling them. They'll claim the documents are forged, the recordings doctored, the witnesses lying. The uncomfortable visitor chair digs into my back. They can claim whatever they want, I say. My voice is steady, but I have one more piece. I explain about Arthur Vance, alive, willing to testify. The partner they thought they silenced decades ago. Miller's eyes widen. She pauses, coffee cup halfway to her lips, grasps the implication immediately. A living witness to their first conspiracy, their pattern. Her desk phone rings. Sharply, interrupting. Her assistant's voice on speakerphone. Urgent. Ma'am, we just got word. Richard Sterling was apprehended at the private airfield, attempting to flee the country on a chartered jet to a non-extradition country. He panicked, ran, confirming his guilt more effectively than any testimony ever could. Arrangements are made, detention, arraignment. Miller hangs up, looks at me. A mixture of sympathy and professional satisfaction in her eyes. We conclude the meeting, handshakes, assurances of justice. But as I walk out of the government building, down the echoing marble steps, an unexpected wave of grief washes over me. Cold, heavy, the finality of it all. Nothing. Not the revenge, not the billions, not even the justice can bring him back. Can restore the years stolen, the relationship we never had. My driver holds an umbrella, shields me from the relentless rain as I slide into the back seat of the car. The city flashes past, wet streets reflecting gray skies. Would Father approve? Of the path I've taken? The choices I've made? The person I've become? I don't know, I'll never know. Press conference, again. This time announcing the expanded charges, murder, conspiracy. The cameras flash relentlessly, a feeding frenzy. I stand beside DA Miller at the podium, solid, unflinching. My tailored suit, Father's favorite emerald green, feels less like armor now, more like a mantle, a responsibility. Reporters shout questions, sensational headlines already forming in their minds. Sterling heir murdered, wife and stepfather charged, billionaire heiress uncovers decades of crime. Miller outlines the case, calmly, factually, the evidence, the timeline. Then it's my turn. I put aside my prepared statement. Speak from the heart, about Father, not the victim, but the man, his vision, his integrity, his belief in ethical business. In legacy beyond wealth. From the back of the room, I see grandmother. Standing tall, nodding slightly. Approval in her steady gaze. A reporter shouts a question about the trust fund, the $2 billion. News leaked overnight. How does it feel to be one of the world's richest women? The question hangs there, cameras fixed on my face, waiting. My father's legacy, I say clearly, my voice amplified by the microphone, isn't about money. It never was. It's about truth and accountability. The conference concludes. Security escorts me through the crush, towards the waiting car. Outside on the sidewalk, someone waits. Vanessa, looking small, lost, her usual bravado gone, tears streak her makeup. The street noise seems to fade as she approaches me, hands twisting nervously. Leah, I didn't know about the accident, about any of it, I swear. Her voice is a choked whisper. Years of resentment, rivalry, jealousy. They seem to dissolve in this strange, shared moment of loss. She lost a father figure. I lost everything, twice. The sun breaks through the clouds. A watery ray of light hits the wet pavement. A split-second decision. Get in, Vanessa, I say quietly. She looks surprised, hesitates, then nods quickly. Slides into the car beside me. In the quiet privacy of the moving car, the story spills out of her. Mother's lies, years of manipulation, turning her against me, feeding her insecurities, using her, just like she used everyone else. Vanessa, another victim, damaged in a different way. The city blurs past the tinted windows. A tentative truce hangs in the air. Can broken things be mended? Maybe not completely. Maybe not sisters, but perhaps something else? Something new? Courthouse. Sentencing day. The final act. The courtroom buzzes with hushed anticipation. Society spectators packed onto the hard wooden benches, eager for the conclusion to the scandal that has gripped the city for months. Morning light streams through the tall, arched windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the somber air. I sit in the front row, alone, composed, an island of calm in the swirling sea of whispers. Then they enter. Mother first, in handcuffs. The clink of chains echoes in the cavernous room. Prison pallor has replaced her expensive tan. The tailored inmate jumpsuit hangs on her, a stark contrast to her former couture. Her eyes find mine across the room, a flicker of something. Defiance? Desperation? I meet her gaze. Hold it. Don't look away first. Richard follows, shoulders slumped, defeated. His escape attempt sealed his fate, shattered any pretense of a united front with Mother. He avoids my eyes, stares at the floor. The judge's gavel cracks, sharp, loud. Silence falls. The prosecution lays out the case, again. The decades of deceit, financial crimes, fraud, escalating, culminating in Father's murder. The forensic evidence, the financial trail, Arthur Vance's testimony, Blake's confession. Richard's own panicked flight. Each detail a nail in their coffins. Hearing the clinical description of the sabotaged brakes, the planned failure, it still sends a chill down my spine. Ice water in my veins. The judge, stern-faced, leans forward, adjusts his microphone, delivers the sentence. Richard Sterling, 20 years for conspiracy, fraud, and accessory to murder. He turned on Mother at the last minute. A desperate plea bargain, reduced sentence, but still 20 years. He closes his eyes, sways slightly. Helen Sterling, life imprisonment, without the possibility of parole, for orchestrating the murder of Harrison Sterling, for masterminding decades of fraud, for everything. Mother doesn't react, no tears, no outburst, just stillness. That terrifying, perfect composure she always demanded. Even now, facing a lifetime behind bars, guards approach, lead them away, towards the side door, towards the end of their lives as they knew them. As they pass my row, Mother pauses, just for a second, leans down slightly. Her voice is a dry rasp. Close to my ear. One word. Please. The courtroom air conditioning hums, loudly, in the sudden, heavy silence between us. Private meeting room, adjacent to the courtroom. Stark. Institutional, smells faintly of bleach. I agreed to 5 minutes, alone with Mother, against Elena's strenuous advice. Why? Closure? Curiosity? A final test for myself? The scratched plastic table between us feels miles wide. Her hands rest on the surface, no longer perfectly manicured. Age spots visible now, a slight tremor runs through them. I was young, she begins. Her voice is low, raspy. When your father brought you home, so young, his affair, it broke something inside me. Outside the barred window, rain begins to fall again. A soft, persistent patter. I never meant for any of it, to go this far, she continues. Her composure finally cracks. Tears well up, spill over. Richard, he always pushed. For more money, more risk. It was always Richard. The fluorescent light overhead flickers, buzzes faintly, casting harsh, unflattering shadows across her tear-streaked face. I was wrong, Leah, the words I never thought I'd hear in either life. Wrong about so many things, but whatever you believe, I did love your father, once, before. The clock on the wall ticks, loudly, marking the dwindling seconds. She reaches across the table. Her hand brushes mine. Her skin feels thin, fragile, like old paper. "You're all I have left now, Leah." Her fingers close around mine. A desperate grip. "Help me. Reduce the sentence. Testify, cooperation, anything. Please, don't let me die in here." Her expensive perfume, likely smuggled in somehow, can't mask the underlying scent of prison soap. Desperation radiates from her, cracking the last vestiges of her carefully constructed facade. Keys jingle outside the door. The guard, time's up. I pull my hand back, slowly, deliberately, stand up. Her eyes follow me, wide, pleading, a flicker of hope still lingering. "No," I say, quietly, simply. The word hangs there, final, absolute. It echoes in the small, empty room as I turn and walk away. 1 week later, Richard's last gamble. His lawyer requests an urgent meeting. New evidence, he claims. A sterile conference room at Elena's firm. Neutral territory. Afternoon sunlight streams through the large window, gleaming off the polished table. Richard appears via video call from the detention center, orange jumpsuit, a stark contrast to his former bespoke suits. His face is gaunt, eyes hollow, haunted. He launches into his pitch. Mother planned everything. He was manipulated, a pawn in her game. He has proof, hidden accounts. Offshore assets she never disclosed. He'll reveal everything. Testify against her again. All he needs is my support. A statement. Influence used for his appeal. The air conditioning vent overhead blows cold air onto the back of my neck. Elena slides a file across the table to me. Our own investigators' findings. Richard is lying. Again. He's hiding far more than he's offering, trying to play me one last time. The cool leather portfolio feels solid under my fingertips. I close it, cutting off his practiced, desperate speech mid-sentence. "My father," I observe, my voice level, "always said you were an excellent salesman, Richard, but a terrible liar." His composure shatters. The mask drops completely. Desperation turns to raw fury. "You bitch," he hisses. His face contorts. "You've won. You have everything. Show some goddamn mercy." Outside the window, a gardener methodically trims the hedges along the building's perimeter. Snip, snip, snip. The rhythmic sound punctuates the tense silence. "Mercy?" I ask quietly. "Like the mercy you showed my father when you sabotaged his car? Like the mercy you planned for me?" The video call screen goes black. He lunged at the camera, the connection severed abruptly. Elena raises an eyebrow. A small, impressed smile plays on her lips. "Well handled." I gather my things, stand up, unshaken. "No second chances, Elena," I remind her. My voice is calm, firm. That was the most important lesson they ever taught me. Charity gala months later. My first major public appearance as the city's newest and most talked about billionaire philanthropist. The ballroom glitters, diamonds, ambition, champagne flows freely. Society, fickle as ever, welcomes me back with open arms. Pretending they never shunned me, never whispered behind my back. The air smells of roses and expensive perfume. Familiar faces smile, offer greetings, seek introductions, seek donations. Then I see him. Blake, making a beeline towards me, camera crew trailing discreetly behind him. Coincidentally, of course, he looks polished. Tailored suit, practiced expression of humble contrition. This is his redemption tour, orchestrated for maximum publicity, leveraging our history, his cooperation in the trial, trying to claw his way back into social relevance. The string quartet plays something soft. Vivaldi, maybe. Blake reaches me, takes my hand. His grip is firm, confident. He launches into his apology, flowery words, empty sentiments. His eyes scan mine, searching for a flicker of forgiveness, a sign that his performance is working. "I was misled, Leah," he claims. His voice carries, just enough for the nearby reporters pretending not to listen. "Manipulated. I never stopped caring about you. Not really." A waiter offers a tray of canapés. The rich aroma of truffle oil momentarily distracts. Blake angles us slightly, positions my hand in his. Perfect for the photographers lurking at the edge of the crowd. I allow the contact, briefly, then withdraw my hand, smoothly, offer him a polite, cool smile. I appreciate your testimony against my family, Blake, I say. My voice is clear, carrying easily. Your cooperation with the authorities was duly noted. His smile falters, just a fraction. The practiced contrition cracks. That's all? He whispers. His eyes search mine, confused, disappointed. The crystal chandeliers sparkle overhead, casting dazzling light, reflecting in my diamond earrings. That's everything, I confirm. My smile remains fixed, polite, impenetrable. I turn away, leave him standing there, holding an empty champagne flute, and even emptier promises, alone in the crowd. His redemption arc hitting a sudden, unexpected dead end. My office. 6 months after sentencing, the city skyline stretches out beyond the panoramic windows. Afternoon sun casts long shadows across my minimalist desk. Vanessa paces nervously in front of it, twisting her hands. She looks better, healthier, less brittle than before. Mother's final appeal was denied, she announces quietly, stating the obvious. News I received from Elena hours ago. I nod, say nothing, wait. I'm selling the estate, she continues. Her voice catches slightly. Too many memories. The childhood home, tainted, haunted by the crimes committed within its walls. My assistant brings in tea, 2 delicate porcelain cups. They rattle faintly in Vanessa's trembling hands as she takes one. I've been seeing someone, she admits, looking down into her cup. A therapist, talking about everything. How she pitted us against each other all those years. The air feels thick, heavy with unspoken history. Decades of rivalry, misunderstanding, manipulated conflict. She finally looks up, meets my eyes, takes a deep breath, reaches her point. Leah, is it possible? Could we start over, maybe as sisters? The question hangs there, heavy, complicated, loaded with the baggage of 2 lifetimes. My previous life, dying alone, believing Vanessa was the golden child, the beloved daughter. This life, understanding she was just another pawn, another victim, damaged differently, but damaged nonetheless. The distant hum of city traffic fills the silence. I consider her question. Consider her outstretched hand, the same hand that once flaunted my grandmother's ring. Forgiveness? Maybe. Some measure of it. Trust? Reconciliation? Sisters? Not sisters, Vanessa, I answer finally. My voice is gentle but firm. That history. It's too much, too deep. I see the flicker of disappointment in her eyes, but also understanding, relief. But perhaps, I add slowly, offering a small, tentative concession, someday we could be friends. A complex mix of emotions crosses her face. She nods slowly, accepts the boundary, my final act of self-preservation, learned the hard way, twice. Some wounds heal, others leave scars. And some broken things can never be fully mended. But maybe, just maybe, something new can be built from the pieces. 1 year later. I stand on the balcony of my villa, not the Sterling estate, but mine. Built on a cliff overlooking the ocean, waves crash against the pristine shoreline below. A constant, soothing rhythm. The sea breeze is warm, salty. It tangles my hair as I sip my morning coffee. Peaceful. Father's journal rests on the small table beside me. The real one. Recovered from Howard Bellwether. I read a few pages each morning, getting to know the man behind the myth, understanding his complexities, his hopes, his fears, his integrity. Seagulls wheel and cry overhead. My assistant Chloe approaches quietly. With today's schedule, Foundation Quarterly Review. A pitch meeting for a promising sustainable tech investment. Finalizing plans for the new wing of the Harrison Sterling Memorial Art Museum, dedicated to ethical artists and transparency in the art world. The smooth teakwood deck is warm beneath my bare feet. A moment of quiet, of stillness, before the day begins. My phone remains silent, tucked away, boundaries. Hard won, firmly established. Personal time is sacred now. In my previous life, this date marked the end. A lonely hospital bed, sterile sheets, the taste of failure, betrayal, brokenness. Today? Today marks a new beginning, reinvention, reclaiming. Below the balcony, the gardener carefully tends to native, drought-resistant plants. Sustainable, resilient, like the life I'm building here. Inside, the villa is filled with light, air. Photographs line the minimalist shelves. Father, young and smiling, on a sailboat. Grandmother, beaming, cutting the ribbon at the foundation opening last month. Even Vanessa. A recent photo from her graduation. She went back to school, studying social work. Our tentative friendship is slowly finding its footing, awkwardly, carefully. Conspicuously absent, Mother, Richard, Blake, ghosts exorcised. Their portraits, once dominating the estate's walls, are gone, replaced by landscapes, abstracts, light. The old grandfather clock from the estate stands in my study, rescued, restored. Its familiar chime no longer sounds ominous, just history, a reminder of the past but not defined by it. Like me. Marcus, my head of security, arrives. Quick morning update. Mother's latest appeal for compassionate release denied. Richard's hidden offshore accounts, finally traced, frozen, recovery proceedings initiated. Blake's pathetic attempt to publish a sensationalized tell-all memoir, blocked by the ironclad NDAs Elena foresightedly put in place. The information washes over me, detached, clinical, their power is gone. Diminished to background noise, irrelevant footnotes in my reclaimed narrative, and the sun climbs higher, warming the air. I finish my coffee. Take a deep breath of the salty air. Prepare for the day. No longer driven by revenge, but by purpose, by legacy, by the future. Father's vision. Honored, expanded, mine. Foundation headquarters, later that week. The building buzzes with quiet energy. Open concept office. Sunlight streaming through large windows, overlooking the city skyline. The same skyline where my family once wielded power through fear and manipulation. Now, the Phoenix Legacy Foundation builds influence differently, through opportunity, transparency, empowerment. I walk through the space, greet the team, dedicated people working on diverse initiatives, educational scholarships for underprivileged youth, elder fraud prevention workshops, legal aid for victims of financial abuse, grants for emerging ethical artists struggling to break through. The air smells of fresh coffee and possibility. Father's portrait hangs in the main conference room, a thoughtful, serious expression. His eyes seem to follow me. Approvingly, I hope so. I review the quarterly impact reports laid out on the long, gleaming wooden table. Success stories. Elderly victims recovering stolen life savings. Students achieving dreams once thought impossible. Art careers launched. Lives changed. Tangible results. Grandmother arrives for our weekly lunch. Her cane taps a steady rhythm on the polished concrete floor. At 90, she's sharp, engaged, my most trusted advisor. Her decades of silent observation, her deep understanding of Father's true values, now channeled into guiding the foundation, rebuilding his legacy, properly this time. The staff cafeteria buzzes with purposeful conversation. We share a simple meal, discuss upcoming projects, potential partnerships. The conversation flows easily, comfortably. Your father would be so proud, Leah, she says, squeezing my hand. Not the first time she's said it, but it still resonates, deeply, meaningfully. After lunch, a young intern approaches me nervously, stumbles over her words, seeking advice on a complex grant application involving suspected fraud. I guide her through it, patiently, asking questions, empowering her to find the solution herself. Remembering my own early days, the uncertainty, the fear, the relief of finding allies. Mentors. Outside my office later, I pause. Read the Foundation's mission statement etched into the frosted glass wall. Justice through opportunity, strength through compassion. Words I chose carefully, deliberately, after the trials, after the dust settled. A conscious rejection of Mother and Richard's worldview. their zero-sum game of scarcity, greed, and ruthless competition. Chloe confirms tonight's gallery opening at a small, independent space downtown. The first exhibition solely featuring artists supported by Phoenix Legacy grants. A celebration, a beginning. The elevator doors slide closed. Smoothly, silently, carrying me down to the lobby, towards a future built not on the ashes of revenge but on the foundations of transformation. Healing. Hope. 5 years later, 5 years since. Rebirth. Sunrise. A remote, windswept beach, miles from the city, miles from the past. Bare feet sink slightly into the cool, damp sand at the water's edge. The horizon glows, streaked with orange, pink, gold. Waves whisper onto the shore, erasing my footprints almost as soon as I make them. A constant cycle of renewal, a metaphor not lost on me. My security detail waits discreetly, further down the beach, respecting my need for these rare moments of solitude, true solitude. The salty air fills my lungs, clean, bracing. I breathe deeply, reflect. How far I've come. The foundation now operates internationally. Recognized, respected. Father's journal, read and reread. Its pages worn, its wisdom integrated. Not just into my business philosophy, but into me. His legacy is secure, expanded, thriving. A few early morning joggers pass by, offer casual waves. Here, I'm not Leah Sterling, the billionaire philanthropist. Not the woman from the headlines, just someone enjoying the sunrise, appreciating the raw, natural beauty, the quiet miracle of another day. I bend down, collect a few shells. Smooth, worn by the relentless tide. Each one unique, imperfect, beautiful in its flaws, telling a silent story of survival. A soft chime from the slim watch on my wrist, the only notification I allow during these morning walks. A preset alert from Elena's office. The message is brief, clinical. Helen Sterling passed away peacefully. Prison hospice facility, 4:38 this morning. The news settles, like a stone dropped into a deep pool. Expected, inevitable, yet still, carrying weight. Complex emotions swirl, not grief, not sadness exactly, more like acknowledgement. A final closing bracket, an ending. The sun breaks fully over the horizon now, painting the sky in brilliant hues, flooding the beach with light. I send brief instructions back to Elena via the watch. Regarding final arrangements. Simple, dignified, anonymous if possible. Then, silence the notifications again. Offshore, a dolphin breaches the surface. A graceful, fleeting arc against the vast blue canvas. A moment of pure, unexpected joy. The breeze carries whispers, ghosts of what might have been, of other lives, other choices. I don't dwell there anymore. That door is closed, locked. My beach house comes into view, further down the coast. Glass, steel, sustainable wood. Built to my own design, not inherited, not taken, earned, created, filled with light and peace. Inside, the day awaits. Meetings with innovators changing the world, decisions about investments that build rather than destroy. Dinner tonight with real friends. People who know my whole story, the darkness and the light, and love me anyway. The ocean continues its timeless rhythm, ebb and flow, washing the shore clean, ready for a new tide. I turn away from the water, towards home, towards the future. No longer defined by the betrayals I survived, but by the life I have chosen to create.